Good evening. I am the acting chairperson for the City of Saginaw Planning Commission. This is a regular monthly meeting of the Planning Commission. The function of the Planning Commission in part is to review site plan review applications to make certain that they will comply with the zoning code for the City of Saginaw and to make recommendations to the City Council on various other issues. The meeting is videotaped, and it is important that only one person speaks at a time and the audience observe respect for the speaker. When your case is called, please approach the podium and state your name and address clearly for the record. Please make your presentation and answer any questions that commissioners may ask of you. After discussion, the Planning Commission will vote on the matter. A majority of the members present must vote in favor of the case being presented for it to pass. After voting, the Commission will move on to the next agenda item. If there are no questions, the Secretary will call the roll and the agenda items will be addressed.
Doan. Zawerko.
Here.
Nightingale.
Present.
Nash.
Present.
Hanley.
Here.
Caloris.
Present.
Jones. Taggett.
Present.
We have a quorum. The first case tonight is case number 140025, a site plan review for an automotive service station at 1607 South Michigan Avenue.
Hello, I'm Jason Bricker with Austin and Associates. We did some revisions to site plan review from the initial meeting you had. We added landscaping, and we added a catch basin to catch the water on the site and drain to a catch basin at the street. And we added some fencing that was requested around the perimeter of the site. And I don't have any notes here with me, so I'm not sure what else extraneous stuff we took care of, but I don't know if they had a chance to review it and had any input or further comment.
I have a question about the fencing.
Okay.
Detail on that?
I'm sorry.
Detail on that? On which side of the property are we talking about? How high is the fence?
The fence is 6 feet. It's in a business district. We're limited to 6 feet. And the south and west sides.
So does it screen all the adjacent property?
Just the adjacent property, not between the property and the railroad.
Okay.
Between
So that property with the pool will have a
Correct.
6-foot fence?
Yes, yep.
And what is the material?
It's just wood.
And it's my understanding there will also
Also,
be shrubs printed along the fence,
Yeah, there's
planted along the fence line.
arborvitae trees in front of the fence as well. Got, I think 5 on one side and 5 on the other, just staggered.
And there was initially concern with encroachment on the existing neighbor's property. I believe it was only 3 to 4 feet from the new addition, and that has since been moved out. How
Yes, it's
far?
been moved up. It's now about 13 feet from where the intersection is.
And the neighbor is aware of that, and they're comfortable with that? Has anybody approached them?
No contact has been made with the neighbor. Not by me.
They were made aware of the meeting tonight, and also at the last meeting, the owner of the property did say that he would do things to make them happy. The plan that you have, a new one had been submitted after I mailed this out, that shows the shrubbery that will be up against the fence, like where their swimming pool is. And it will be a 6-foot new fence that goes in there as well, not only on the other properties that adjoin it, but their property as well. I think that they were much more content at the end of the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. They had a better feel that the owner of the property would do what he could to make sure that they would still have their privacy. And like I said, they were aware of this meeting tonight and didn't attend. So I think that their concerns had been taken care of.
Yeah, that was the concerns at the zoning meeting, and I think they did talk to the property owner about changing the plans to get rid of the encroachment and put up a privacy fence.
The initial plan showed that building being 3 feet from the property line instead of the 13 that it is now.
How close does that fence come to Fraser Street? According to this, it appears as if it comes close to the lot line.
And the lot line is 3 feet inside the sidewalk, so it's inside the sidewalk. It wouldn't go out beyond where the
What
sidewalk.
about the 4-foot fence height,
That's only along the streets,
only along the street?
and none of this fencing is along the street.
You said you added in a catch basin into the parking lot, so all the stormwater runoff from the parking lot is controlled with the catch basins in the parking lot.
Correct.
What are you doing to control stormwater runoff from the building?
I don't know if it shows, but there's.
It's not on the elevations, it doesn't show any gutters or downspouts or anything.
Okay, well, that's, would be the intention. Gutter and downspout.
Grade-wise, the back of the addition, going to the neighbor with the pool, what does the grade do in that back area? Does it drop off to his property line, or is it pretty level?
Right now, it's really hard to tell because it's wooded area. It'd be difficult to figure out. We didn't check.
Well, when you had the survey done, didn't you have spot elevations taken?
Correct, that was all in the front of the building where the.
You didn't do any in the back
pavement.
where the addition's going?
We shot where the new addition would be.
Right, so, but you don't know
But
what the
that will
grades
be-
are at the fence line, is that what you're telling me?
Behind the building, no, I can't tell you.
Okay, I just want some assurances that you're not gonna be ponding water onto the neighbor's back lawn.
Okay.
Dave?
Also, on a side note, your floor plan shows an existing restroom. Is it handicap accessible?
Yes.
Is it large, it complies with barrier-free code requirements?
Yes.
Commissioner Taggett, anything that you do tonight is contingent upon engineering. They just received these plans last Wednesday, so they have not had time to look at them either. So anything you do will have to be contingent upon their approval.
Any other questions?
Yes, so I understand that you want to start very shortly. So when do you think that the actual project will be completed?
I'd have to refer to the builder on that one, I guess.
Are you looking 6 months from now, or 6 months from starting? We normally ask that.
Once construction starts, I would say early complete.
So, safe to say,
Providing weather is what it's.
okay, 6 months. That's normally
What
we
was
get.
the completion date?
Well, I guess this is all contingent on engineering, correct? And whoever, so whenever they give their blessing, then 6 months from that. So I'm assuming you're gonna start, if everything goes correctly, you're looking to start, what, in August, correct?
Correct,
And then having everything done by February,
correct.
okay? End of February. Pretty much, you'll probably be there before that.
Any other
I have a
questions?
question. It says here that the Board of Appeals and Zoning meeting on July 2nd, they voiced their displeasure for the project. What was their displeasure?
It wasn't just this budget, it was of the drawing,
The
the
drawing?
encroachment on the property, and they had to get the definition of the privacy fence. It wasn't for the project itself. Because that's already basically zoned for it.
It says
Yeah.
project here, so I was wondering.
It was not the zoning board, there were the neighbors who were not pleased. And then, the zoning board did ask about, about fencing and things like that, but the zoning board looked only at the variance, whether to grant a variance for, actually, the buildings are supposed to be 25 feet from a property line, but our ordinance is written, and it's an older ordinance, and it's talking more about service bays rather than a convenience store type of thing, so our ordinance needs to be updated in that respect, and I think that's why the 25 feet is there for service bays that would actually work on cars, and in this case, they won't be doing any work at all.
And actually with the zoning, with the vote, there was only one negative, everything was positive.
So the variance passed.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's only one negative vote.
How many employees will eventually be working at the site?
You can,
Sure, between 4 to 5 people, like 2 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon.
And this will be a 24-hour operation?
No, we're not gonna do it like open early and close like start at like 6 in the morning and close at 9, 10 o'clock
Okay.
6 in the morning to when?
till
10.
9, 10,
10.
10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And then we're gonna figure out how the business gonna be. After that, we're gonna arrange it, depend how's the business. If
Yeah,
it's
recognize the peak times.
Yeah, but that's the idea, it's like from 6 in the morning till 9 or 10.
10 o'clock at night.
What about signage? What type of signage is planned for this location?
Sign is gonna be
Sign,
digital, what else
Well,
Where does that sign sit?
it's a corner of
There's
Michigan and Fraser.
there's a sign right at the corner, Fraser and Michigan.
On the corner of what, Fraser and Michigan?
Yeah.
Is Fraser in Michigan?
Yep, Fraser, Michigan, right here, the existing pole. Existing
So what's the
mounted
name of this
sign, we
station?
just swap them.
And you're gonna sell gas there too, gasoline, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the tanks are fine,
Yeah,
everything,
it's-
everything is
yeah.
okay?
They will have to be certified according to the state of Michigan, so that goes above and beyond our jurisdiction.
Well, I just kinda wondered, you
Yeah.
know, they're gonna be
Yeah.
tearing up everything. Because we just approved something else for another gas station, and they're tearing up tanks. So you're not doing that.
No, no, no. First thing, before even we bought it,
Hmm.
we send people, because we know if there is leak in the tank, you know, old leak, it's gonna be contaminated. It costs too much money.
And you're gonna walk away if it costs too much money, right?
Yeah, it's like what I need, I don't need no headache.
Right.
So I
That's
pay money
smart.
up the front, and I let the guys go look at it, make sure everything's good. Before I said, okay, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna lose 10,000, not like lose $1 million.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
I have a question for staff. You indicate that the plan was submitted July 16th to the engineering department, and they have yet reviewed it. They have
They-
yet to review it.
That's correct.
I would assume that pending final approval, that, as Mr. Taggett brings up here, shedding the water towards the rear on the other person's lawn, and any other issue of that would be addressed by the engineering department.
One of the engineering department's requirements is that all water be retained on site. That's one of their main requirements. That's why they want elevations. That's what they look for. If they don't have the elevations, all that they need on the site plan, they will ask for more, because that's one of the most important things that they look for in every project that they do, is that that water be retained on site.
And I would assume that this architectural firm is aware of those requirements.
Yes, I'm sure they are. Lee Austin, who's the main architect, could not be here tonight because of a family emergency, so he wasn't able to be here. But I'm sure he's aware of that, and if not, engineering has made him aware of that.
Are there any other concerns? Sir, excuse me, prior to voting, would you please step to the podium and give us your name and address? Just name and address, that's all we need.
رائد السحوري RAED ALSAHURI. That's 2328 South Michigan, Saginaw, Michigan 48602.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have liquor store like 2 blocks away from the gas station, so that area we know it very well.
What type of store is that?
Drug and spar store, liquor store,
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
But this project will not sell liquor,
Oh, no, different.
just so you know that.
Yeah, no liquor, no beer, nothing, no.
Okay, thank you. Are we ready to consider voting?
Well, I think we need a motion, so I motion to approve site plan 140025, and this is all contingent on engineering's final approval based on the final draft of the site plans.
Support.
Okay, we got support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, Wes.
All right, wonderful.
You're welcome.
Next item on the agenda is case number 140026, a request for a recommendation to City Council for vacation of Miller Street from the easterly right-of-way of Niagara Street to the Saginaw River.
Nobody really uses that road, do they?
Nobody
No,
knows.
they don't. Yeah. If the chair would like, I can give you some background information.
Please do.
How did this happen?
This property has actually been used as a parking lot for years by Treasure Island and by the dialysis center that's there now. The next block to the west was vacated a number of years ago, and this half block was never vacated. The owner, the purchaser just purchased the dialysis center and the other building to the north, and he has also purchased one lot to the south of this property. So you've only got 3 property owners adjoining this half block. The city of Saginaw owns a very tiny sliver that comes to a point at that, on that street, and the land bank owns a parcel on the river. Neither the land bank or the city has a problem with vacating this. It was brought to engineering's attention. They want to keep an easement because there are some utilities under the street. The new owner of that property, he just wants to repave it, put in new parking spaces, and that would be the purpose. He's also trying to purchase the parcel to the south from the land bank and the tiny sliver that the city owns there as well. So we're in negotiations with him on that. Now, the only other thing is in the plans for the city is there is a talk of a river loop with a walking and bike path all around the river at that point. We would also reserve an easement for that bike path. The initial plan that I've seen for that path jogs right at that point anyway because of the dialysis center there. There's no way to get in front of that to keep that path right on the river. So we are asking to keep an easement there as well. That will be written into the language that goes to city council.
Questions?
I guess there are no questions, right? This one's a slam dunk. I motion to approve case number 140026, the vacation of part of Miller Street. It probably was never vacated when it was supposed to be vacated a long time ago, right?
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We have no old business, and I don't see anyone for public comment.
We do need approval of minutes from June 24th.
I'm sorry, I went right through that.
You did? You did.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Second?
All right.
Hold on, right?
Yeah, we got to vote on it.
Vote in a second, you gotta say. Yeah, no, that's second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Bill, not related to the first item, but I drove past that property, I was either yesterday or the day before, and the property at the northwest corner is a bad eyesore for the neighborhood. Do you know if that's on the demolition list or not?
No, I do not.
You know what I mean?
Gustad's Bar?
Gustad's Bar, VIP.
No, I don't know where that is.
I drove through the parking lot in the back, and that's pretty bad.
I know that I believe it's still privately owned, so I don't know if we're headed through the process or on that or not. That would be something to ask Scott Crowe for.
Thank you.
At this time, we would like to make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.